Our Beach and Panama City Beach, Florida. When you book directly with the owner, you'll pay no service fees, saving more money for fun in the sun. For over 15 years, Willock Condo Rentals has helped families create unforgettable beach memories with comfortable accommodations and breathtaking Gulf views. Start planning your next vacation today. Contact Willock Condo Rentals and experience the beach the way it was meant to be. Hungry? We've got you covered. Welcome to Bentley's Restaurant, Greer's Ferry's largest restaurant. Join us for breakfast and lunch every Tuesday and Wednesday, then come back Thursday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From homemade omelets and our Saturday breakfast buffet to fresh salads, daily lunch specials, and hand-cut ribeyes cut as big as you want them, there's something for everyone. Friday and Saturday nights are legendary with our seafood buffet featuring jumbo peel and eat shrimp, catfish, crawfish, and all your favorites. Plus, don't miss our delicious prime rib on Saturday nights and our crab leg dinner every Friday and Saturday. Whether you're joining us for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you'll always find great food, generous portions, and friendly service. Bentley's Restaurant in Greer's Ferry. Come hungry, bring your friends, and make every meal one to remember.
Are you a sports card collector? Then make your next stop Stan's Sports Cards in Greenbrier. Whether you're chasing vintage legends or today's hottest rookies, Stan's Sports Cards has something for every sports fan. Browse an incredible selection of sports cards, jerseys, memorabilia, and collectibles from your favorite teams and players. Looking to sell? Stan's Sports Cards is actively buying vintage and modern sports cards. Turn those cards sitting in a box into cash today. Visit Stan's Sports Cards at 26 South Broadview, Highway 65, in Greenbrier, open Tuesdays through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Discover Little Red at Indian Hills, where good food, great views, and Arkansas hospitality come together in Fairfield Bay. Enjoy lunch or dinner with comfortable indoor seating, a relaxing outdoor patio, and barbecue available Thursday through Saturday. From golfers fresh off the course to locals and visitors alike, Little Red is the place to gather, eat well, and unwind. Little Red at Indian Hills. Good food, great views, and a Fairfield Bay favorite.
Looking for farm fresh beef for your family? Blacktop Cowboy Cattle Company has you covered. Choose from a whole, half, or quarter beef, or purchase individual packaged cuts. Our cattle are locally raised, and your beef is processed at a trusted local facility for quality you can taste. Best of all, your order is picked up and hand-delivered locally right to your door by Eddie Whitehurst. Call Blacktop Cowboy Cattle Company today and put farm-raised beef on your family's table.
It's time for Lake Area Takes. Join longtime Lake Area sports broadcasters John Verser and Austin Gray as they dive into the biggest stories, hottest debates, and boldest opinions in sports. John and Austin bring their experience, insight, and plenty of takes. Lake Area Takes is proudly sponsored by Blacktop Cowboy Cattle Company, Bentley's Restaurant, Willock Condo Rentals, Little Red Restaurant, and Stan's Sports Cards. Lake Area Takes with John Verser and Austin Gray, where local voices deliver big-time sports talk.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Lake Area Takes. We are on the road for episode 4, and we want to thank you all for joining us here today. Austin Gray and John Verser with you. We are roughly 9.5 hours apart today. We are not in studio, and kind of an interesting way to do this one, John, but I'm excited. We are excited to have Mr. David Grimes with us today. This is episode number 4. We're excited to have David Grimes here with us today. He is a Westside graduate who has some pretty good minor league experience and in baseball, and so we're excited he's joined us and we're ready to talk to him. So let's welcome Mr. David Grimes to the show now. Mr. Grimes, thank you for being here with us today on Lake Area Takes.
Thank you. I could not hear John there when he was talking.
I actually
accidentally turned off my microphone.
Oh, okay.
So it is back on now.
Hey, we're taking the show on the road. It's new to all of us, but we're here and we're ready to go. Again, thank you for joining us, and hope you're doing well. And let's talk a little bit of baseball. We got 3 West Side graduates here, so that's pretty cool for John and I.
What years did y'all graduate?
The first question I've got, I graduated in 98.
98, I am actually 2014.
Whoa, you're a youngster.
I appreciate that. I'll take it.
One of the more interesting things, I think, for a long time at Westside, and I want to get your take as a pitcher, is that for the longest time, and a lot of people may not remember this now with the new field, is there was no outfield fence at the old field. So as a pitcher, what was it like pitching with no outfield fence in such a big ballpark?
Well, we did not have high school baseball when I was there.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I grew up playing. Yeah, that came along long after I was gone. I started when I was 10 or 11, and I would go to Heber and play. And so I grew up playing in Heber the whole time. And played Little League there and Pony League and then American Legion there. Westside didn't even have a team. There was a team there about, probably when I was 14 or 15, they'd gotten a team up and just played some local area teams, but, it wasn't very organized or anything. So I played at Heber the whole time.
That's interesting. So what year did you graduate from Westside? When was this?
I graduated high school in 84.
Okay, so we talked to Billy Morgan a couple of weeks ago, and he was, and so it couldn't have been too long after you graduated when they finally got high school baseball. Because what did he say? He graduated in 80.
Billy graduated in 88.
So I guess just after you left is when they started high school basketball or baseball.
Yeah, that's probably about when they started.
So how exactly what was the first step for you, I guess, post high school? What did it look like in college for you? Was there college baseball, and what was that journey?
Yeah, I had a number of offers coming out of, really back then American Legion was that was where the better baseball was played as you got age 16 to 18. And there a lot of, I think in the county, in Cleveland County, Concord was probably the only school that had baseball. Heber didn't even have it. And so the summer programs were the places that you played. And when I was playing American Legion there, had a number of offers going to high school, and Arkansas Tech was the one I chose. And
what was it about Tech
rapidly
that led you to go there?
Well, it was pretty close to home. UCA had a assistant football coach as the baseball coach, so I didn't feel like that they were, the effort there they were putting into their program didn't And also, I knew some guys that were going to go to Tech. I knew some players that were already on the team, and then some freshmen that we were coming in together. I'd played against some of those guys and knew them, and it just seemed like a good fit.
At what point, while you were playing college baseball, did professional opportunity suddenly seem like it's realistic? Like, oh shoot, I've got a shot.
Well, of course, your dream always as growing up was to play, but in the summers, I played 2 summers in a semi-pro league out of Fort Smith, and the first year that would have been, probably 86. In 1986, we played in what was called the Jayhawk League, which was where a lot of the bigger colleges sent their guys, farmed them off to play, and we were at the national tournament in Wichita, Kansas, and I came in and everybody had always said, if you want to get looked at that national tournament, every major league team had scouts there. And coming from a smaller school like Arkansas Tech, the question always is, what kind of competition are you playing? How would you fit in pro ball? And I pitched up there in that national tournament and did real well. So that probably helped a whole lot of getting looked at in front against pretty good competition. And so that probably was a major factor in getting looked at. And then, those guys back, I don't know with technology now, but back then those scouts didn't miss much. They knew if you could play. And
Right.
And then my senior year in college, there was always a scout or 2 there when I pitched. So, you hope you had got a chance, but then when I was drafted, of course, grew up being a Cardinal fan my whole life, and then being drafted by them, that was kind of special that it was them.
Yeah, the draft has changed quite a bit, even in the last few years. So, where were you, and how were you notified that you were drafted?
I think it was either the 31st or 32nd round, and they sent a Western Union message to Mom and Dad, and I was here in Russellville, so they called me. That's how they contacted me, that I had been drafted.
So you got to be told by your parents.
It's a whole lot different. Yeah.
So your first, who drafted you?
How special of a moment was that you were able to be told by them?
It was shortly after they got the Western Union message. I don't know if somebody called them or what, but of course, being a senior in college, you had no leverage as far as negotiating. Of course, I didn't care about that anyway. You just wanted a chance to play. But the signing bonus was like $1,000. That was the standard, and I saw yesterday, I think on Facebook, one of those guys that went in the first round, like 30th from the road or something, and but like I said, I play, and
So what was the most eye-opening thing for you entering the professional league, just that first year, those first few years, that maybe you had not expected?
I'd played all the way up through college. You kind of think, but once you got into professional baseball, the detailed stuff, it was just with in Johnson City, real big on. They had a lot of older gentlemen that were their instructors. Hub Kittle was our pitching coach, and he when they won the World Series, he was the big league pitching coach. After that season, he had was the manager that he just couldn't do it. Wife was, and Whitey said, "Well, why don't you continue to work for us, but kids coming in and work with them and get them." And then there was a gentleman by the that I would Branch Rickey with the Cardinals, and he never had a job organization. He spent 60 something years or 70 years. The kind of the infield kind of made me a reliever right off the bat. So I thought, well, some may not ever make it to the big leagues, but I'll probably coach. And so I would spend the sitting beside Kissel in the dugout and just soaking up. I mean, it was just the detail to the way the game is supposed to be played was just unbelievable. Learning from him. Like I said, I thought I didn't really know anything.
What were the biggest things that you learned that helped you as you went through the Cardinal system?
Well, I had some movement on my fastball sinker to start with, but my scout told me when he signed me, he said, "Hub will get with you and make." And part of that was just got later and sharper, and I always had good command all through my. I could always almost that was a big difference, and then the correct way to throw the breaking ball. I would say in books and descriptions and everything, and I'm not sure how Hub knew an error through all his years. The correct way to throw the break, and it's better than the old, and that made a big difference. Sinkers and sliders, so that he helped me out a lot.
So you spent some time, obviously with the Cardinals, but then getting to come play for the Travelers back in Arkansas. What exactly was that like, getting to come back to the natural state?
Well, it's kind of when we broke spring training that year, I was coming to, but I was, don't worry about it. That I can fly, and you can, but I never actually pitched in any games. They activated me probably the 1st of July or something, and then released me. I made the team come.
That was it 1991 when you were briefly with the Travelers?
Yes.
I remember. It's crazy the things you remember, but I remember that your parents being interviewed on TV when you were with the Travelers. Because you were one of the few Arkansans who were ever on the Travelers team.
Surprising that through all the years that happened that way, that where an Arkansan played there.
So if there's I've seemed like I've asked this to every guest we've had who's, for whatever it is that they do, for young people who are watching this in the Lake area, striving to try to make it professionally in baseball. I know John and I know a few. I know there's a young man from Westside right now who just graduated, who's fixing to start college, and that's kind of what he is. I think his end game is. What's the advice you give to the teenagers about what you got to do to make it to the big league?
Well, even in college, have to get bigger, to get stronger. You didn't want to doing that kind of stuff was just almost non-existent. We all know that that's wrong. That you need to get your core strength built up, and nutrition. That's talked about. Covered anything on that. So I would just say that you can find programs for players, programs of what they do is out there. I would just try to get bigger and stronger and just have that dream.
I guess one of the more interesting figures in Arkansas sports history was the Travelers general manager for the long time, Bill Valentine. Do you have any interesting stories remembering things from him?
When I was there, it was interesting is, most people don't understand that, the games that start at 7 o'clock or whatever, they think you get there, get dressed and play. We're there probably at 2:30 or 3, and it had came but they had already opened the gate And of course, you know, Bill was probably the greatest. I mean, there was ballpark free. Every game you might have to go get the tickets from Kroger or somewhere. Just promoters of all time, and they had opened the gates, and well, the umpires had already called the way we could play, and the old field was right there down one of the walkways. And seeing the players leave, they're going to leave. In there in our locker room and said, I'll send some food and stuff over here if y'all stay in here for people to buy stuff in the concession stands. He called. He was trying to buy. Of course, getting dressed because it was a one night off, but you didn't get. But he.
Yeah, it's always see Bill and those walking around the stadium and those red suspenders, and is always such an interesting guy.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, Austin, I can't hear you now. That was me or you.
Can we hear me now?
Okay, there we go.
I was just sorry. I was just going to say that I don't know if you can tell, Mr. Grimes, but first off, again, we appreciate you being here. John came prepared today on purpose. He has a traveler's hat on. He's got his West Side T-shirt on. So I was starting to feel like I was underprepared, and then I realized that I actually wore my Cardinal shirt today on a complete accident. So we were fully prepared, both of us, to have you on today.
Interesting story about the first spring training that I go to, and let's see, 88 I played in Johnson City, so it'd be the spring of 89. Like I said, I'd grown up being a Cardinal fan. You know, the players, the big league clubs were on strike that first spring training. Any organized, I'm sure the players had been going to the complex and working out on their own, but we would use out of the Al Lang Stadium playing, starting to play. They hadn't started yet, and the first there to report, they had settled the strike. So they weren't ready to start. That we're stretching out in one of the outfits. Ozzie Smith, Pendleton, Willie McGee. We've all got the same uniform on, and they're right there with. And that was around them for a few days before.
Okay, I think you're off again, Austin.
We can't go on the road anymore. I'm telling you, this is
we've had
a different
so people watching this tonight.
So I am. John is still close to where we film back in the lake area. I am actually about 9.5 hours out from home right now. So we had to kind of take the show on the road. So usually we're together in the studio, sitting about 2 feet apart. And now we're about no telling how many hundreds of miles. So this may be a one and done experience for us if I can't figure out how to keep the ship afloat. But we do, again, what I was trying to say, we do thank you for being here with us today, hearing stories of athletes in the Lake area who've made it all the way to the professional level is always really awesome. And so we appreciate you again taking the time for being on with us, and thank you for joining us today.
Not a problem.
Thanks, David.
Well, that's great. That's a cool story. And I think, I hate that we had, some audio problems today, but I think that, he made it pretty clear. He just went out and did it, and Westside didn't have a high school team, and went and found a place to play, and, found a place where all the scouts were watching and made the most of it.
Yeah, I can't imagine how good, with, like you said, Concord being the only team that had, or a school that had a high school team at that point. Imagine how good that Legion team in Heber was with the best talent in the county.
That's a good point. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, though, if you've been watching, we one of our sponsors, Little Red Restaurant in Fairfield Bay, we give away a $25 gift card every week to someone watching. So if you've watched our interview today with Mr. Grimes, the way to win is to go on Facebook, go down to the comments, and leave our code word for the day. So since we talked to Mr. Grimes and he got to play for a couple good organizations, today's code word is going to be Cardinals. So let's make the code word for the week, or the secret word, whatever you want to call it, is Cardinals. So go to the comments on Facebook and leave the word Cardinals. Tag Little Red if you don't mind, and make sure you get them some recognition. And last week when we had Riley Hooten on, we had several entrances, and so we want to congratulate Stan Burrows. He is the winner of our $25 gift certificate from last week to Little Red. We'll be reaching out to Stan to find a way to make sure that he gets his certificate. So once again, this week's word is Cardinals. And we again thank David for being on the show with us. So we're going to take another break here from our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a minute to keep the show going. So stick around here on Lake Area Takes.
Ready for your next beach getaway? Discover the perfect vacation with Willock Condo Rentals. Enjoy beautiful beachfront condos in Navarre Beach and Panama City Beach, Florida. When you book directly with the owner, you'll pay no service fees, saving more money for fun in the sun. For over 15 years, Willock Condo Rentals has helped families create unforgettable beach memories with comfortable accommodations and breathtaking Gulf views. Start planning your next vacation today. Contact Willock Condo Rentals and experience the beach the way it was meant to be. Hungry? We've got you covered. Welcome to Bentley's Restaurant, Greer's Ferry's largest restaurant. Join us for breakfast and lunch every Tuesday and Wednesday, then come back Thursday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From homemade omelets and our Saturday breakfast buffet to fresh salads, daily lunch specials, and hand-cut ribeyes cut as big as you want them, there's something for everyone. Friday and Saturday nights are legendary with our seafood buffet featuring jumbo peel and eat shrimp, catfish, crawfish, and all your favorites. Plus, don't miss our delicious prime rib on Saturday nights and our crab leg dinner every Friday and Saturday. Whether you're joining us for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you'll always find great food, generous portions, and friendly service. Bentley's Restaurant in Greer's Ferry. Come hungry, bring your friends, and make every meal one to remember.
Are you a sports card collector? Then make your next stop Stan's Sports Cards in Greenbrier. Whether you're chasing vintage legends or today's hottest rookies, Stan's Sports Cards has something for every sports fan. Browse an incredible selection of sports cards, jerseys, memorabilia, and collectibles from your favorite teams and players. Looking to sell? Stan's Sports Cards is actively buying vintage and modern sports cards. Turn those cards sitting in a box into cash today. Visit Stan's Sports Cards at 26 South Broadview, Highway 65, in Greenbrier, open Tuesdays through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Discover Little Red at Indian Hills, where good food, great views, and Arkansas hospitality come together in Fairfield Bay. Enjoy lunch or dinner with comfortable indoor seating, a relaxing outdoor patio, and barbecue available Thursday through Saturday. From golfers fresh off the course to locals and visitors alike, Little Red is the place to gather, eat well, and unwind. Little Red at Indian Hills. Good food, great views, and a Fairfield Bay favorite.
Looking for farm fresh beef for your family? Blacktop Cowboy Cattle Company has you covered. Choose from a whole, half, or a quarter beef, or purchase individual packaged cuts. Our cattle are locally raised, and your beef is processed at a trusted local facility for quality you can taste. Best of all, your order is picked up and hand-delivered locally right to your door by Eddie Whitehurst. Call Blacktop Cowboy Cattle Company today and put farm-raised beef on your family's table.
All right, we are back here on Lake Area Takes. We thank you for joining us, and again, thank you to David Grimes for being with us today. So we're talking about the
still watching.
troubles
Thanks
with
for everyone who. Oh, I just got it. If you're still watching us, thanks for battling through our audio issues today. We have had plenty of them.
You know, we are. If you've, you know, we're on the road today. Well, I'm on the road. John is not to blame for any of this. I take the fall for every bit of it. Sitting up in I told John before we went on air, in a non-air conditioned second story of a metal building. But during the commercial, John, I did get a little bit of help because I did have a watermelon snow cone delivered to me. So I'm staying refreshed. I'm staying refreshed. So shout out to Jaden Bible for helping me out, bringing me a watermelon snow cone. We've talked a little high school basketball the last few weeks, and football season's getting close. So, you know, John and I have thrown our wisdomous opinions out there the last few weeks about different ways we can maybe the high school basketball season can be a little bit better in our opinion. So let's not do this. Why not just let the world know the same about football? So I'll start with you, John, and I think that you and I both saw a few people. Even though we weren't talking football on that day, we saw some comments on Facebook about football season length when we were talking about the basketball season length last year. So is the season length good or not good? And are there other things about Arkansas high school football that could be better?
You know, I don't know that the length of the season is really an issue. I mean, it stinks that it starts when it's so hot, but it's kind of that way everywhere. I went back and looked, and it was 1984 when the AAA went to a 10-game regular season schedule in Arkansas. So it's been going for quite a while now. Before that, it was 9 games. So I don't know that you can really shorten the length of the regular season. The biggest thing that I can see is making the classifications, the playoffs uniform. As far as the same number of teams. I know like last year in 3A, there's 16 teams in the playoffs. In 3A, it was more than that. So you had 2 teams that had a bye. I think you need to make it uniform and go with that 16 teams, 4 teams per. And just, I think that's the biggest thing to do. You're just lengthening it too long with having more than 16 teams. I think 8 weeks, or excuse me, 8 weeks, 4 weeks in the playoffs is plenty. So classifications that have the bye, I think that's unnecessary, and you just move on like that.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'm not trying to just piggyback off your answer. I feel like we've agreed on a lot of this, but I don't think the season's too long. I want to throw that out there. I mean, some people say football season's too long. I don't see how I'm with you. Don't really see how it can be when it's, you know, regular seasons are ending last Friday of October, first Friday of November. Most teams not starting until the first week of September. So 10 games for a high school team when college plays 12 and pros play 17. I mean, the tiers seem to work to me. I'm with you, though. You know, when the brackets come out every year, depending on your classification, there's a lot or there's a little. And 3A popped into my head, too, and you're exactly right. I mean, 16 teams, you know, as opposed to the the less for the other classifications. To me, just doesn't make sense. So I agree with you on the uniformity of the playoffs.